So people often ask me, what's my channel about? Because it covers a huge range of things, and that's very true because it's driven by me, and I'm curious about absolutely everything. I want to know how things work. But I'm a practical guy, so I very often want to know how to build things, and I want to build those things, and of course that drives the channel. For example, have you ever wanted to build something like this? It's a syringe-based 3D printer. You mount the syringe on top of an existing printer, apply pressure to the syringe, and you can extrude a whole range of paste materials, including things like clays and metal-filled resins, and it opens up a whole new world of what can be done with 3D printing, very simply with a little bit of coding. The possibilities are endless. I mean, you could build your own cookies, you could build your own insulators, you could build your own ceramics. There's just a huge range of things you could do if you had a paste or syringe-based 3D printer. Equally, of course, we do a lot of printing in plastic, and have you ever wanted one of these? It's a filament extruder. This one is the EvoFil, which was a Kickstarter campaign by a group of Italians, and it allows you to make your own filament from things like virgin plastic or your old parts, and you can also make your own custom filaments by adding bits to the filament extruder, like maybe graphite or graphene or metal particles. Either way, you can produce your own filament at very, very reduced cost. You're talking about cents instead of dollars. Now, they were all about 3D printing, but I did say I had a wide range of interests, and I do. One of the things that I would love is a microscope powerful enough to look at the surface of sheets of graphene, so I could see that it was actually graphene, and such things exist. They're called scanning tunneling microscopes. I did find instructions to make one of these about 20 years ago on the internet from Piezoelectric Elements, but that disappeared, and I could never find them again. So yes, there's quite a range of things on the channel because I'm interested in quite a range of things. But of course, looking into those and doing them takes an awful lot of research. You can spend days and days and days looking on how to build something. And of course, nobody's instructions is quite satisfactory. They miss out things that you don't really understand, things that you've never done before, and things that you would like to know a bit more about. And putting all that stuff together takes an awful lot of time. Now, I do like to share resources when I find them. And I came across SculptGL, which I shared, and I found this resource, which is incredible, to be honest. It's a site called Hardware X, and it's run by Elsevier, and what's on there will blow your mind. In the front page, I came across a syringe-based 3D printer for adapting your own 3D printer, a filament extruder, and most precious of all, how to build your own scanning tunneling microscope from Piezoelectric Elements for less than $50. It's incredible. It's actually research paper based, but it focuses on making hardware. The whole thing's open source. The whole thing is open articles. You're encouraged to replicate the articles that are in there, and the articles themselves are exhaustive. They give you a great deal of description how to go about doing it. They give you a bill of materials. They give you an expected cost of how much they think it's going to cost to make it, and clear instructions all the way through. Now, I've only scratched the surface of this. I looked at the first page in the current issue and came up with 3 things I want to make. It's only been running 3 years, but you can, if you want, submit your own paper. It gets peer-reviewed, which is great if you're actually going to attempt to make it, because you know what's being made has already been made and tested, and it gets its own DOI number so other people can search it if you want to submit a paper. But if you just want to use it as a resource for replication and building your own projects, it's awesome! And apparently, you're more than welcome to do that. So it is certainly a hell of a resource for all the little projects that have been niggling around in the back of your head, but you haven't quite known what to do or where to go. And it's well worth jumping over to check out what they've got, to get some inspiration from it for yourself, for the things that you're working on. But beyond that, of course, it does represent a change in the way that knowledge is delivered. Normally, you'd expect this sort of stuff to be behind a paywall. You have to pay anywhere between $35 and $50 for that bit of information. Now, Elsevier have created Hardware X. It's very definitely a change in the water, and it's very exciting to see. So if you didn't know about this, then you have definitely been missing out. If you did know about it and you haven't had a look, then go and have a look, you won't be disappointed. And if you did know about it and have had a look, I'm sure you'll agree with what I'm saying. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope the video was helpful. I hope you do go over and have a look, and I hope you find something that's of interest to you. Thank you very much for watching. And please do remember to like and subscribe.